Hi, I'm Taryn Grom, editor of PharmaVOICE magazine, on the floor of the 2010 DIA annual meeting, and I'm here with Dr. Ronald Christensen of Registrat-MAPI. Ron, welcome to the PharmaVOICE Editors Take video series. Why is having a direct patient management program more important than ever?
Well, as you know, there are a lot of REMS and post-marketing requirements now being mandated by regulatory agencies, and a lot of times that involves tracking these patients for 5 or 10 or maybe even 15 years. And the problem with that is patient attrition over that period of time. Patients may choose to leave a physician for own personal reasons, or they may move and go to a different physician, or in some cases there are pediatric patient who graduates to an adult physician, in which case then they're no longer seeing the same investigator. And a lot of these types of studies are based on the numbers of patient years that are accrued over the length of a study looking at expected adverse events. So if you have patient attrition in one of these studies, then you lose all those patient years of tracking safety, and the integrity of the study is compromised, and the sponsor is not meeting their regulatory commitment. Additionally, patient-reported outcomes, as you know, are very mainstream now. FDA has just published the guidance for industry on PROs, and they're a great way to provide effectiveness data, safety data, great way to also look at quality of life, compliance, and tolerability of products. And they can be collected a number of different ways by going directly to the patient, either by a call center or a site management person calling the patient, or a patient can enter data onto a website by interactive web response or voice response. So there are a number of different ways of collecting those data.
That's terrific. And let's talk about that REMS a little bit more. As REMS become more prevalent, how can a direct patient program be designed to support successful tracking of long-term real-time data?
Well, there are a lot of ways of designing and implementing patient management programs. It's really important to be proactive in planning for direct patient management, because those things have to be included in the protocol, and the patient has to provide informed consent and a privacy waiver to do that. So one needs to take into consideration what the overall study design is, what the specific therapeutic area and product are, and how often the patient will be followed and how they would be followed. So if, as part of an actual study, a patient may participate in patient-reported outcome instruments that are administered to them using the methods that I previously mentioned. Or it may be that you're having your site management people call the patient with reminder systems, either proactively for upcoming visits or retrospectively after they maybe have missed an appointment, to remind them that they didn't show for the appointment and they need to go back in. If they're part of a study and they're continuing to see their same investigator, one can kind of defray the costs of follow-up with patients by the physician by contacting the patient directly and follow up on safety information. If a safety event is identified, then the patient can provide information to the physician, and we can contact the physician and get information about that event that's more clinically relevant to give us information. In some cases, when a patient has moved and is no longer seeing that same investigator, then we can follow up with the patient directly, and if there is an event of interest that has occurred, then they can sign a release of information, and we can then contact their physician of record to obtain information from that new physician. And again, you're not losing those patient years of follow-up information.
Those are terrific insights, and I want to thank you very much for participating in this video program.
You're welcome. Thank you.